Yo guys, JinSwords here. Great battle versus Sucker4Jessica. It really shows why there's a huge difference between making your Pokemon perfect when you breed them and making your Pokemon good when you breed them. There were so many just little plays that made the hugest difference, and the smallest factors that made the biggest factors in the battle. And I'm looking at his team. His team's a lot more well-made than mine. And, because I only have 7 Ivy-bred Pokemon, and EV trained and stuff. So, and one of them is banned. So, that limits my options to these 6. But, I'm looking at his team, and I hate Gastrodon because I have nothing that hits it truly hard that can take a hit and 2-hit KO it, and that would be okay with taking a burn from a Scald. Cloyster could be a problem if it's Shell Smash, but at the same time I have 2 different priority users in Azumarill and Lucario, and I have Rotom Wash, which can take all of its moves, except for maybe Rock Blast, maybe, and Tyranitar, and then he's got that Excadrill, and I have nothing on my team to take Ground-type moves. I don't have anything for Ground-type moves, so Excadrill's definitely going to be a huge threat. Masquerin, I don't even know why that thing's on his team, but it actually plays a huge role. In fact, that Masquerin was probably the MVP. That Masquerin probably won him the game. Or lost him the game, depending on what happened. The Gengar can be countered. I have Azumarill is bulky, Tyranitar is bulky, Garchomp's bulky. Unless he's Focus Sash, Tyranitar can take every hit. And then he's the Chestnut, which I'm not really too worried about. Although I am a bit worried about because I have 3 Pokemon weak to grass, and I think it's going to be an offensive one, so yeah. So let's just get right into it. I'm going to lead off with my Garchomp, as he's going to lead off with his Chestnut. I was predicting him to lead off with the Excadrill, because I thought that he would notice that I have nothing on my team. Oh, I take it back. I lead off with Rotom, predicting the I don't know, because I want to be able to Volt Switch or something. I don't know, and I thought it had a good matchup. So his Chestnut just goes straight for the spikes off the first turn. So I think this is more of a support set as opposed to a physically attacking one. But either way, I'm still really scared of it, and he only needs 1 offensive grass-type move to do a huge chunk of HP to me. So I'm going to go straight into Goku, and he predicts that really nicely, goes for the Roar. And I get roared out into the worst possible thing. Now, here is a play that I think this is where it is. This was an amazing play for him right here. So I'm gonna go for my Stealth Rocks here because I know he's burned, and I have the Chop Berry, so I feel like I can take a hit. I can take a few hits. So I'm just going straight for my Stealth Rocks, and he brings in the Masquerin. Now, I thought this Masquerin would be a baton passing, quiver dancing, that kind of Masquerin. But little did I know that Masquerin carries the Sticky Web. And I'm thinking, oh my god, this is game over. If I had gone for Stone Edge on that first turn, take out the Masquerin, although I wasn't predicting him to switch is the thing. I was not predicting him to switch. I was going to get out my Stealth Rocks and just switch out because I have nothing to hit this Chestnut. And he switches in the Masquerin and gets the Sticky Web up. And now my team is completely hindered. And so he brings out the Chestnut, and I'm going to bring out Garchomp, and now I'm at -1 speed. He's going to go for the Leech Seed. And that's going to continue to whittle me down. Although, at this point of HP, I thought that I could take him down with the Dragon Claw. Because Garchomp is powerful. It has base 130 attack. Even though I am Jolly, I still feel like it would do a ton of damage. Or not a ton, but at least enough to take this thing down, even if he is max HP, max defense. But I go for the Dragon Claw, and he lives. In fact, he lives quite well. He lives with a solid 20 or 25 HP or whatever. And so that's just gonna put up another Leech Seed turn on me, just so I can lose a little more health. Outside of that, not really too big of a deal. Should take him down with another Dragon Claw next turn. So yeah, so I'm just gonna go for the Dragon Claw again. Oh no, I'm gonna go for the Earthquake just in case he wanted to switch, but I mean, he had no point in switching so much. Because this Chestnut was pretty much dead. Yeah. So now he's gonna bring in the Gengar, and I just go for the Dragon Claw because I don't think he has HP Ice. I can feel like I can live a hit, and then he shows me the Will-O-Wisp, and things are just getting topsy-turvy here. He has sets on his Pokemon that just are not standard, and this is causing me to play really terribly against him because I'm predicting one thing, and then he's going for another because he can, and it's working. Sometimes these sets don't work, but right now it's really working, and I'm really scared. I am in the hole. Even though I'm technically winning 6-5 or 6-4, I am definitely at a major disadvantage. And now, not wanting to stand against the Gengar because I can't even do 50% to it, I'm gonna go straight into Lucario to hit him up with that Shadow Ball that I have, and he goes into Excadrill. Now, Lucario has only base 80 speed at normal form, and this means that I can't outspeed an Excadrill, even regardless of the Sticky Whip, before I Mega Evolve. And Mega Evolution happens during the turn, which means that the speed stuff is already calculated for that turn, which means that even if I Mega Evolved and was faster than the Excadrill, he would still go first. So I'm just going to switch out Lucario, go into Jamba Champa. Jamba Champa is going to get smashed by an Earthquake. I was using him as death fodder. So now I bring in an Azumarill, and I have to go for the Aqua Jet. I was really debating between that and the Play Rough because Gastrodon's switch was so obvious. It was too obvious. But I know that a Play Rough would not quite take him out, and I need Azumarill for this Excadrill. And if he goes for Earthquake, that's too much HP. I can't risk it. So he's going to go for the Toxic here as I switch into Rotom, believing I can take any hit from this Gastrodon. And the Poison's not too big of a deal. I have the Resto Chesto, so I'm just going to try to Will-O-Wisp it, try to burn it, as he's going to go for Scald. It's not going to be doing anything. But the Will-O-Wisp actually does actually make a bit of a difference because it gives me an extra turn of Poison and an extra turn of getting hit by a Scald, which means that I lost more HP than I needed to, because I don't want to stand against this Gastrodon. I can't do anything to it, except for burn it, so once I burn it, I'm going to get right out. As you can see, after all that, I'm down to a fifth of my HP as opposed to being at about 60% HP, and that's a huge difference. If I'm going to want to rest later, I'm going to have to make a really good play. I'm going to want to get it in on a good switch-in. So I'm going to switch into Azumarill, hoping that I don't get burned. But he predicts that really nicely, knowing that I would, that either I would go for the rest and he would Toxic me again after I wake up, or if I went for a Hacky move on him, I would die from the Poison, which means that he didn't need to go for Scald, or if I switched out, he could get something else toxic. However, this Toxic Poison means that I won't get burned from a Scald, which means there's no reason to go for Scald, which means that he's going for the Earthquake, which is doing more damage than I want it to. And I'm just going to go for the Play Rough here. It doesn't do anything. Choice Banded Play Rough from an Azumarill, max attack, that's it, less about 50%. And then after leftovers, less. But with the burn, a little more. And the Toxic is starting to whittle me down, and I don't want to take more. So I go into Gardevoir, and because I'm Trace, I'm going to Trace his Storm Drain, And I'm hoping here that he's not going to see that, and he's going to try to go for the Scald, or even go for the Earthquake, because I wanted to take this Gastrodon down because I needed to, and I knew one Psychic from there could take it down, but he goes for the Recover, which was a great play on his part, and so now he's almost back at full, and I have a Gardevoir that is not exactly the most bulky Pokemon. Now, I'm going to go for the Calm Mind here, just because I need to start setting up, and I'm hoping that he's going to straight out attack me, as opposed to try to Toxic me, because a Toxic, in the end, will do more damage than an Earthquake would, I believe, after these few couple of turns. And now at +1, I don't want to keep setting up, because he is going to start attacking me, and Toxic is going to start whittling me down, so I need to get rid of this Gastrodon now. This means I'm going to go for the Psychic right off the bat, after being at +1, and a +1 Psychic from a timid max special attack Gardevoir is not quite enough to take it down. He lived, I believe he said, on 17 HP, which, I mean, it's not like the 1 HP low damage roll thing, but it is unfortunate for me, because I needed to take that Gastrodon down, because this Earthquake damage did a little bit, but it did a little bit. And so the Burn is going to take him down, though, I believe. No, it's not. Even after that, he still somehow lives, which means that I'm going to get another hit of another round of toxic damage. Dang. Which is unfortunate for me, again. So these little things are making a huge difference, because this means that I don't think I can take a Shadow Ball from Gengar. If he hadn't gone for Recover, I'd be at full HP. I could take, I don't know. But I definitely can't take a Shadow Ball here, but I have no point of staying in. So I'm just going to sack my Gardevoir to this Mega Gengar Shadow Ball. And I actually thought that Gengar was banned, but it might be banned on just Pokemon Showdown or Pokemon Online or something. I think it's Showdown. But it's in the running for getting banned. And so I'm really scared of this Mega Gengar, because this thing is now the biggest threat, and I need to go for Aqua Jet, because again, we don't mess around with threats. And then he brings in the Cloyster, and you're gonna see how pitiful this Aqua Jet is. It is pitiful. And Azumarill's going to live the toxic damage, and I don't feel comfortable bringing it in later, which might have been a huge misplay. Because I did predict a Shell Smash here, so I thought I could take it down with a... I knew I could take it down with a Superpower, but I wasn't sure if I could take it down with a Play Rough, and I didn't want the minus attack or defense, because I forgot to put the Choice Band on this thing. And because I was using this in Battle Myson, and I prefer to use Splash Blade in the Battle Myson, I had the Splash Blade, which means I can switch up moves. And while I was running Calcs to see if Play Rough would take it down, I let the battle timer run down, and that's a huge misplay, which means that I can't take down the Cloyster with Azumarill, which means that I'm going to have to bring in Mega Lucario, take it down with an Aura Sphere. Or maybe do I try to Extreme Speed? Yeah, I try to Extreme Speed. And I believe it is enough to take it down, but now he knows that I'm, you know, I have Extreme Speed, and, well, I would rather have Azumarill take it down, because then he wouldn't know to bring something in to specifically counter Lucario, and I probably wouldn't have brought in Lucario. I probably would have brought in Tyranitar as my most useless thing. And now Mega Lucario has really good speed, much higher speed than Excadrill, and hoping that he's not like max speed or anything, I was hoping that I could outspeed it, but unfortunately that's not to be. And I go into Rotom, and of course this Mold Breaker is really important on having an Excadrill, and Rotom Wash is becoming really more common than it even was in OU in 5th gen, because Talonflame is a big threat and Rotom is the hard counter. So Excadrill is perfect for running with Mold Breaker to destroy Rotom Washes. And now I go on a clutch player. Hopefully he can pull through in the clutch, but no. Earthquake is just going to take him down. And that's going to be a very narrow 2-0. Had I still had Lucario against the Mega Gengar, do I think I could have won? No. But that's why I went into Lucario first, because I wanted to keep Tyranitar from Mega Gengar, and I was hoping Lucario could take down the Excadrill, or Azumarill could take down the Excadrill, or Rotom could take down the Excadrill. Because I actually wasn't, if he wasn't max speed Excadrill, even Rotom would have a chance of, might outspeed it, if he was fully defensive or something. But that's not to be, because his Excadrill was offensive. His Masquerain was Sticky Web, his Chestnut was completely support, and that was just a really, really weird. It wasn't really weird, I guess, but it caught me off guard. And well, it was a great battle, and I hope to do it again, get a rematch, Kashif. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please rate, please comment, and subscribe for more content. And see you all later, YouTube.